Oh yeah. Oh. Yes, sir.
Money grow. Who really real? Tell me how you really feel. Keep it Uncle Phil. Do you kill like a Navy SEAL? Rolling off a pill, very trill. You ain't got a deal. Do you really steal? Rob the stove.
Y'all know what we back with. Hey, I thought, I understand it was Thanksgiving, so I had to take me a little week off because the one thing I was not going to do was eat and then make a video. I caught that itis for the rest of that day, other than that little workout I had to do after that. Oh, it was wraps, it was curtains, it was a sleepy time. You understand what I'm saying? Hope everybody had a fantastic holiday. I hope everybody's wrapping up their finals, finishing up their semester strong. I know I'm not. I know I am.
Shut your stupid ass.
As I was saying, though, you understand this is Step 2, part 2, week 2 or so, when you want to call it, of Lou's College Essentials. This is a series that's made for my incoming freshmen or my current freshmen in college in the realm of athletics. Whether you run track, play basketball, play football, soccer, tennis, or just in college in general, this gonna be for you. Now,
Me?
Yes. I'm going to obviously reference track because I'm a track athlete, but you can definitely take my words and apply it to anything else. You can apply it to anything that you're doing because the same logic applies. You understand what I'm saying? There is the same application in any different situation. This is purebred wisdom that I'm sharing with y'all today for the second time when you get to college. Let's get to it.
20s, let's get straight to it.
So we get to it, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you at the university of your dreams, you at the university that you're signed to, you see yourself in a good situation here, a good environment here, you understand that you can optimize your talent here, and this is what you have the opportunity to do. But here's the thing though. This is the number one thing that gets people in college. Y'all know them high school athletes that were like super cold in high school? Like I'm talking about unstoppable. I'm talking about Hulk mode, go mode, whatever. Everything. If they on the track, they eating. If they on the field, they eat. If they on the court, they eat. They snapping like 2 fingers. But then, about 3 years later, 4 years later, you kind of ask yourself that question of what happened to them. Like they were so cold. Like this was like a prominent athlete that we just knew they was going pro. Like we knew they was going to the league. We knew they was going to the Olympics. We knew they were signing with this brand. We knew that they was going to the NBA. Like we knew what happened. See, this is the number one thing that happens. This is the number one thing that happens. Them people that's a dog in high school, they don't got that same bite in college. Them dogs in high school don't keep that same bite in college. And you have to understand the reason why they were eating like that in high school is because they were a dog. So if you don't bring that same dog into a new environment, just because it's a new environment, you're not gonna eat the same way. You're not gonna get the same results, and you're not gonna be as dominant as you used to.
Facts.
Cause you gotta bring that dog with you if you're gonna carry that same bite. If you're gonna have that same type of impact, if you're gonna get that same type of results, that same level of dominance, you gotta keep your bite. Simple.
Write that down.
So if you're a dog right now, like if you're in high school and you tell me like, yeah, I'm a dog. Like, yeah, I eat. Whether it's a 5-star meal, 4-course meal, I eat. I'm on that, okay? Make sure that when you get to college, when you get hit with that new schedule, and the classes, and the distractions, make sure in spite of all that, you keep that same bite. Yeah. Like I know that when you get to college, I'm telling you right now, if you haven't gotten there, if you're in there right now, this is your first semester, congratulations. But understand, in spite of the new things that you're getting hit with, in spite of the different things that you're getting hit with, in spite of the different levels of opposition, you still gotta keep that same bite. You still gotta keep that same mentality. Everything else around you about to change. Everything else. Your schedule, what you eat, what you face, the way you practice, the way you work, everything's about to change. The one thing that cannot change is your mindset and mentality. That doggish mindset and mentality, that's gotta stay the same. Otherwise, you're not gonna have that same bite. You're not gonna get them same results. Because this is what will happen. Or number 2, please don't come to college like it's some accident and just start going through the motions. Like, don't come into this place with no sense of identity, have no idea who you are, what you're here to do. Please, understand what you are here to do before you get there. Understand what you are here to do before you get there, and then keep your mind focused and fixated upon that. If you came here to win, make sure that you keep that same winning mentality when you get there. If you came to get your degree, make sure that you're focused and fixated upon getting your degree. It's simple. Whatever it is that you set out to do, make sure that when you get into the environment that's going to be able to set that up for you, that you still keep your mind focused and fixated upon what you set out to do. The number one thing I see with athletes is they come in, they have no idea what it is they want to do, they have no idea how they're going to be able to do it anyway. So you know what happens? They come in with all the talent in the world, but get distracted very easily. Because if I come in, I don't know what I want, I don't know who I am, well then anything is going to be able to pull me every which way.
911, I got an idiot here.
Simple. So I come in and it's like, yeah, like, if I come in and I don't have the goal of, I'm trying to score points up in conference, I'm trying to make it to nationals, I'm trying to make it to regionals, I'm trying to break the starting lineup, I'm trying to progress in my, like, just trying to progress overall. If I don't have that in my mind prior, then all of a sudden I'm not going to take the steps that are necessary to align me with that, because I don't have anything to align with. So now when it comes to the people that's coming in and it's like, oh, let's go to this party, oh, let's go do this, oh, let's hang out, oh, let's stay up all night, let me stay up on the game all night.
Take care.
You're not going to have a thought of, well, that's not aligning with what I'm setting out to do, like, because you're not setting out to do anything. You have nothing to align with, so now you just want to go every which way because you have nothing to get in alignment with.
Y'all killing me with.
And here's the thing, and I know some people may disagree with this, but if you come in and do all that hanging out, all that partying, all that,
Yo.
that's cool. Get all of that out of your system, either in high school, like for me personally, I got that out of my system in high school.
Stop the cap.
By the time I got to junior college, I could care less. It was out of my system. But if anything, get that out of your system before y'all start practicing. Y'all know good and well, y'all got a little time period to do it whatever it is that you want before y'all start practicing. Get that dumb stuff out your system before you get there. Do not have all that foolishness still in your system when it's time to practice. It's gonna get in your way. When it's time to focus and lock in, you need to be focused and locked in. You don't have time for all them distractions, so get all of that out of your system already. Because what I'm about to explain to you next, you gotta listen to this closely. This is what made me a record holder at my junior college, my freshman year, and my sophomore year. Got me junior college All-American, and got me pretty much offers and conversations with whatever coach I wanted to talk to, because I was really number 3 in JUCO at the time.
Well, we're waiting.
But I'm about to explain to you what got me that result. When you get into this new terrain, understand we there to eat. When you get into this new place, we are here to eat. You understand what I'm saying? You came in with this doggish mentality, right? You here to eat, right? Okay, keep that same energy.
Oh, give me some of your energy. Yeah.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. I'm here to eat, right? Now, when it comes to eating, what's the number one thing you gotta have in order to eat? An appetite. Understand. Your actions have to be able to align you with what you have an appetite for.
That's pretty interesting.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like your appetite's not enough. You need to have actions that are going to align you with that appetite in order for you to eat the way you want to eat. In other words, you want to score points at your conference? That's your appetite, right? Make sure that your actions are aligning with that appetite. Which means when it comes to practice, let me lock in. When it comes to practice, let me focus on efficiency. Let me focus on form. Let me do the work off the track as well. Let me study my craft.
Where they do that at?
Let me study my craft off the track and not just be locked in for the 2 hours. I'm telling you, anybody that's great at a sport, that practice, that's just what's required. Practice is what is required. Everybody that's called in college, they do more than what's required. I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about mental training too. You understand what I'm saying? Like when it comes to when you get to a new level, if you're going to go to the next level, your grind is going to have to go to a new level as well. When it comes to when you get to a new level, your grind is going to have to also come up to a new level if you're going to take it to the next level. So if you come into college and you understand and you do not want college to be your last stop athletically, then you gotta also understand, okay, so I wanna go to another level outside of this new level. That means I'm gonna have to take my grind to this new level so I can get to the next level.
Monday, I grind. Tuesday, I grind.
What do I mean? So in high school, at least for me, I could get away with not sleeping and just eating whatever it is that I want and still go out there and perform.
You what?
That worked in high school. Let me tell you, what works in high school doesn't work in college all the way. What works in high school is working in high school. What you do in order to win in high school is not going to give you dubs in college.
What?
So I was focused on my physical training in high school only. When I got to college, I needed to focus on training my mind. Also taking better care of my body off the track. So now all of a sudden I can't just eat whatever I want. Let me go ahead and eat me some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before I go to sleep. Let me wake up, eat me a banana and some oatmeal. Throughout my day, let me go ahead and make me some broccoli and some chicken. You know what I'm saying? Grilled chicken, baked chicken, not fried. You gotta start taking into account what you do off the track. Because when it comes to your actions aligning you with your appetite, that is not just your actions in practice. It's more importantly your actions outside of practice. Because if your actions in practice align you with your appetite, but your actions outside of practice don't, you're not gonna eat the way you wanna eat. It's that simple. So your actions can align you with your appetite in practice, that's cool, that's 2 hours out your day. But them other hours out your day that you up. Are your actions aligning? Are you not sleeping? Are you smoking? Are you drinking? Are you partying? Okay.
I'm gonna give you what you want.
When it comes to any action that's going to align you with what you have an appetite for, ask yourself this question. Is it helping me or is it hindering me?
Hey.
It's simple. And there is no in between this. No, but it kind of relaxed me, just kind of relaxed my mind. Is it helping me or is it hindering me? If the answer is it's hindering me, get it out. Move it out. Stop now. Simple. Because then when you're not eating the same way that you wanted to eat, when you're not eating the way that you want to eat, then you can't blame the coach or the system or the training system. You can't blame outside things when you weren't doing what you needed to do.
Just shut up.
If you do everything you needed to do and then it don't work, now you can look at other things, other variables. But if you're still doing this dumb stuff that's not aligning you with your appetite, then the only place that you can look when you don't eat the way you want to eat is
Me? Me?
Yes.
I can only look at myself. I can't blame nobody else if I didn't do what I needed to do. I can't blame a coach for not training me the way I thought I needed to be trained if I'm not taking care of myself the way I need to take care of myself. Simple. There was a time where I got injured and I was like, maybe my coach is overworking me. But then my brain was like, no, Jermaine, you only sleeping for 5 hours out your day.
Coincidence? I think not.
And you steady eating candy. And you steady ordering all this pizza. And you're not hydrating. And you think the training is what's getting you injured? Or is the training taking a lot out of you and you're not putting nothing back in? Because the training gonna take some out of you. Your training gonna take a whole lot out of you. If you're not putting nothing back in, eventually that car gonna run out of gas, is it not? So you blaming the training because, it's taking so much out of me. Are you putting anything good back in?
Relax.
Are you replenishing the way you should be replenishing? If the answer is no, then no wonder why we hurt. No wonder why we injured. Let's be real honest here.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I'm speaking of facts today. Hold on. Because another thing, step 3, when it comes to you partaking in actions that are going to align you with your appetite so that you can eat the way you want to eat. Understand, everybody else that's coming into college with you doesn't have that same appetite.
What?
Even some of the people on your team, on your squad, in your group, might not have that same appetite. They might not want to win the way you want to win. They might not want to score the way you want to score. They might not want to go to the next level the same way you want to go to the next level. They might not want to be as dominant as you. So I can't imitate the actions of people that don't have my same appetite. I like this. This is my element right here. This is my element right here. I can't imitate the actions of any other individual that doesn't have the same appetite as me. Otherwise, I'm gonna get what they get. And I'm gonna eat like they eat. But what if what they get and what if what they eating is not what I had an appetite for? What if that's not the result that like, come on now. An appetite for a 5-star meal. You got an appetite for a 5-star steak meal. But the actions that are aligning with that, that's 1 star. So your appetite is for Ruth's Chris. But your actions are aligning you with McDonald's. Your appetite is aligning you with, you have an appetite for Vic and Anthony's. But your actions are aligning you with Burger King. And what you're doing, you surrounding yourself with individuals that have an appetite for Burger King, and that's what they want, that's what they okay with, that's what they settling for. And now you sitting there and you mad because that's what you getting them the whole time. They cool with that. They content with that. You not. So what might you need to do? Align with people that got the same appetite as you. You're not the only one on that team that wants you some Vic and Anthony's. You're not the only one on that team that wants you some Ruth's Chris. You're not the only one on that team that wants that 5-star meal. So what you might need to do, let me align myself with some individuals, surround myself with some individuals that got the same appetite as me, that want to eat like me. So when it comes time to eat like some kings, I'm not eating alone. Or queens, when it comes to, for the ladies, when it comes time to eat. When it comes time to eat, let's make sure that we getting everything. When it comes time to eat, let's make sure we getting the same thing on our plate. Because we all trying to go to the same place. We all trying to go to the same level. Especially your freshman, you knew? Pay attention. Pay attention. Like, especially when it comes to, at least as a track athlete, when I came in, I'm around people that went pro. I'm around people that's turning pro. I'm around people that signed. The people that I ran on the relay with, they signed athletes right now. One of the men practicing with me, he holds the indoor world record. No, he holds the collegiate 200 record. Eli Hall, Cam, national champion, Kamari, So I'm a study. Do you understand how much of a privilege it is to be training in an environment where there's professional athletes, especially you and D1, there's some dogs up in there? Do you understand the privilege that you got to be able to watch them firsthand?
Back up, Jack.
Now I'm gonna tell you, pay attention to their actions on the track and off the track. Now if their actions off the track are not aligning you with your appetite and their talent is just, their talent is just supplementing that, understand that's them. That's the dumbest thing I've been hearing. That's the dumbest thing I've been hearing.
Shut your stupid ass up.
At other schools. Well, so-and-so do this and they still fast. What's their name? What's your name? Do you have the same gifts and abilities? No? So their talent may make up for that. Yours might not. But if you hear Eric Thomas and you hear him well, he said, you ain't gotta be phenomenally skilled, but if you're phenomenally willed, which means my work will make up for what I ain't got the talent for. And once again, I'm not talking about my work in practice. You know the thing that began to set me apart, especially here, when I began to lead my squad? It wasn't the work that I was doing on the track. We all running the same workout, we all running the same way. We all running the same type of times, we all running the same type of fast. But my work off the track, because what I start doing? Going to sleep. I'm eating broccoli like it's chips. I bake my chicken. I go to sleep at a reasonable hour. I study my craft. I study the form. I study other people's form. I practice that efficiency. I'm still learning something. Like I'm telling you.
You might not need more work. You just need more discipline.
Learn your sport. That's how you excel in it. Learn your craft. That's how you excel in it. So I'm gonna learn it, and I'm gonna learn it out here. Then I'm going to apply it to my practice. Then we're going to get the good results in the meet. This is the algorithm.
Finally!
I'm gonna learn in the environment. I'm going to learn outside of the environment. Then I'm going to apply it to my practice. And then it's going to carry over to the meet. That's the one problem with people and why they don't progress as a result of practice. You ain't got nothing new to apply.
Me?
You still think that all you gotta do is just run every day and you'll just magically get so much faster. But you haven't thought about, let me fix my form. If you're a hooper, you haven't thought about, let me work on my dribbling for a second. Let me work on my handles for a second. Let me study how to go every which way quicker. You football, you haven't, let me study how he run his route. Let me study how he tackle. You steady practicing, but you have not found anything new to apply to your practice and wonder why there's no progression. Huh?
It is way too loud.
You know the number one thing that started to get me faster and get me better in my sport was when I began to study the craft and apply what I was learning outside the craft in practice when I was perfecting my craft. Because the results of application and practice is going to produce a perfected craft. On this video been, and I know I've been dropping gems this whole time, and I don't want to give y'all too much because I need to make this a series, you understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap this up before I give y'all too much, because I know somebody probably hearing this and they running around going crazy. I don't have time for that. I need y'all to come back for some more. So this is the thing. One more thing.
We're waiting.
This is one of the number one things again that kills college athletes. This is one of the number one things. Contentment. Get satisfied too fast.
That's not how the game is played.
Some people don't even have a plan for when they get there because their only goal was to get there.
You can't do that.
The number one thing I see college create is either contentment or a new appetite. The number one thing I see college create is either contentment or a new appetite. Which one you gonna have?
Stop.
You gonna have a new appetite for more? Or you gonna be satisfied with that little appetizer that they give you? You want the meal or the appetizer? Simple. Appetizer tastes good, appetizer look good. It looked something like progression, but that wasn't all that you were supposed to get out of here. That wasn't all that you were supposed to extract from this place. Because the number one thing, people get content. And this is how you got a whole bunch of dogs from high school that ain't got their bite in college. They got content. They don't want to eat the same way. They satisfied. I know it. I know it. What happens? They get there, but they didn't plan for what to do when they get there. A lot of people don't plan that far. They only wanted to get there and just put on the uniform and get the gear and post on social media and look like they're doing something. But there's other people that's like, the gear's nice, the posts are nice, but it's time to perform. I'm here to perform. I'm not here to Let's think. Some people get to college to post. Other people get to college to perform. Now when it comes to the national meets and them professional leagues, I'm telling you, posters don't make it.
No, sir.
The performers do.
Facts.
You came here to eat, but you got satisfied with the beverage that they bring out? Don't you know any place gonna bring out that beverage? Got satisfied with that appetizer? So you're not even concerned with eating the whole meal that you came here for to actually eat, that was on the menu for you, and all you had to do was take the proper action to align you with what you had an appetite for. But you just cool with that little beverage down there, the little lemonade that they gave you, them shoes that they gave you, that sweatshirt, that little media they picked that they give you to post. That's all you wanted, huh?
I'm trying to be respectful.
Just to say you made it. That was it. And it's cool if it was. It's cool if it was. Go ahead and get your degree, because you get your education paid for, and get up out of here. I'm not shaming you. I'm not shaming you at all. But if you're one of the ones that said, I want to take this to the next level after this level, like college was not meant to be my last stop, then your concern does not need to be with the posting. Stay focused on the performing. Make sure that your actions are aligning you with the performance that you have an appetite for, so that when it's time to perform, aka when it's time to eat, you got the facilities to eat.
Don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Because the one thing about it, if you get satisfied too soon, when it's time to really eat, you ain't gonna eat. If you get satisfied too soon, when the food get put on the plate, you ain't even got no room for it. You already satisfied. The number one thing I see that kills college athletes is they say they want to go pro until they see the amount of work that it's going to take for them to get them pro. Like football. They say, like a lot of people walk around, I want to go to the league in high school. And so they see the amount of work that it's going to take until they see the morning workouts and the morning routines and the studying on and off, and the engagement and being locked in 24/7. Yeah. You weren't exposed to that in high school. But when you begin to experience it in college, now you don't want to go pro no more. And you forgot the freeing of your family that was going to be attached to that. Now, I'm not saying that was the only way, but that was definitely a way. But you forgot about all that. Like, come on, like my athletes, come on. The parties made you forget about all that. The girl made you forget about all that. The people made you forget about all that. It was that fun. It was that fulfilling. It made you forget about all that you said you wanted to do. You got satisfied that fast. You got content that fast. They threw the beverage and the appetizer at you, and you got content that fast. The only thing is, if you get the beverage and the appetizer, you the only one eating that. You get that meal though, and you keep the meals coming. Not only do you start eating, people around you get to. Y'all gotta get me out of here. Y'all gotta get me out of here. Like, hey, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's your boy J Lou, 3 to the 1 to the 4. Get this to 1,000 views, and we'll say 100 likes. Give me 1,000 views, 100 likes, and I'm dropping part 3. Give me 1,000 views, 100 likes, and I'm dropping part 3. So that you know what you're gonna have to do. Share this, like this, comment on this. Most definitely make sure that you share this. You understand what I'm saying? It's your boy J Lou, 3 to the 1 to the 4, and I'm out.
One more time, ho. Big body bitch look like Tahoe. Chopper with a stick, look at my low. Yeah, I leave that don't follow. Yeah, I'll pull up on a model. Okay, pull out, get that money, then I go.